Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's presentation. We are going to talk about the digital nomad lifestyle. So, first of all, what does digital mean? Well, digital is related to the internet or computers, right? So, if it's related to the internet, for example, websites, or applications or anything that's online, it's digital. Nomad. All right. So let me just charge my computer 1 second. All right. So nomad is someone who moves constantly, who's always changing location. All right. So for example, desert people, the Berbers, or the Bedouins, they're nomadic. They are nomads. So nomadic is the adjective, nomad is the noun. And they have nomadic lifestyles, right? So this is a digital nomad lifestyle. So if you are modern, if you're young, or even if you are, if you're tech savvy, right? And you are looking into, these new paradigm, these new ways of living, then this will be interesting for you because we will discuss this trend, and the future of work, right? The future of employment. And people who are digital nomads right now, they have the flexibility of moving around, of working anywhere on the planet, of not having a fixed home, right? A base. They don't have a base. All right. So it's very interesting. If you want to join the Zoom call, the group Zoom call where you get to practice and you get to ask questions, and practice the expressions and participate in the discussions in the pair work, then contact me right now. Find me in the comments. You can find a link. If not, just find me, David Alexander Cantu. I'm on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. I have podcasts. So Google me. You will find me, David Alexander Cantu. CN to you. And you can join the live calls. You can talk to me. You can also have live streams. So it's going to be awesome. All right. So let's look at some of these charts, right? So some of these stats. So since 2005, the number of from home workers has increased by 140%. All right. So people are working from home a lot more. It's not going to stop, it's going to increase. All right. Globally, that means around the world, globally, 52% of employees work remotely. So when you work remotely is the same thing. You work online. You're not physically present, right? So you work from home, you do your work from home or from somewhere else, from a cafe, from a co-working space. All right. So a lot of people, 52% of employees work remotely at least once a week, right? So this is the trend. 73% of all departments will have remote workers by 2028. All right. So that's a few years, 6 years, 73% of all departments, right? That means departments, within a company, a part of a company, will have remote workers. That means they will have people working from somewhere else, not physically present at the company, but working online. And 16% of global companies have remote workers only. That means they don't have an office space, right? Everyone works from home, and every employee is a remote worker or works from home or works remotely. Okay. So that is, those are the trends, right? So what now, take all of these facts and, tell us, or you will tell your partner tomorrow in the live call, because you work in pairs, right? And you share your opinions. What do these facts say about the remote job market? Okay. Are there any other facts you know about remote work? Also, discuss the term digital nomad. What does it mean? And how is it associated with remote working? And then talk about the benefits, right? The benefits and the drawbacks, the pros and the cons, the advantages and the disadvantages of a digital nomad lifestyle. All right, so we're going to watch a little movie. If you have the PDF, then you can click on this right here and you can watch the YouTube video. It's going to be a great video. Now, the question is, what was the impetus for the growth of the number of digital nomads? So impetus means something that pushed them, right? That caused it. What was the cause? What was the reason, okay, for the growth? Of course, it was the tech revolution. Tech revolution is technology revolution. There was a technology revolution that changed the whole world. Started with computers, then it went on to the internet, and now it's continuing, with Web3 and the decentralized economy, digital assets, blockchain technology. All right. So, but it's all part of the tech revolution. It's not over. It's continuing. People think, oh, tech revolution was in the 90s. No, no, it's still going on. We are in the middle of the tech revolution. Okay. And the metaverse and all that, it's going to change everything. What did the man do before he became a digital nomad? What made the transition? So there was a guy in the video. If you watched it, then you know what I mean. If you don't, then watch the video and and you'll understand. But this man worked in the military, right? But he didn't want the corporate life anymore. The corporate life is when you work for a company, right? You are, established in the company, and he didn't want it. Actually, I didn't want it anymore. I'm a digital nomad, and I worked for a company. I worked in business, in accounting and auditing and finance and tax planning. Not very exciting, but it was interesting, right? School was interesting, but the lifestyle, I wasn't interested in the lifestyle. So I became, an English teacher. I'm specialized mostly in business, English, but I do all kinds of English, also basic English, general English, and other languages. And I work online. Okay, so I have my Zoom classes. I teach people. I coach people. I do, groups. I also do content work. I do live streams. I do, social media. So I'm a digital nomad, right? And it was the same. I was tired of the corporate life. Okay. And this guy makes YouTube videos. I make YouTube videos as well. And these YouTube videos, they give tips for people interested in a digital nomad lifestyle. Right. So this is a great new, it's a trend. It's going to continue. Right. And, the benefits of the digital nomad lifestyle is that you don't have a boss. Right. Well, I mean, sometimes you do have to respond to someone, but you don't have a boss on you all the time, right? You have contracts, you have gigs, maybe you have someone that you check in with, right? That you report to, but you set your own hours. That means you create your own schedule. You're location independent, or you have location independence. That means you don't have to be in one place. So, for example, if you wanted to be in Mexico, on a beach in Mexico, you could be, right? And you can save money living there, but still earn your, American or European salary, but live a lot cheaper, right? So it's very good. And of course, a lot of flexibility, right? You're flexible, right? It's, your schedule is flexible, your location is flexible, you know, and there's also an opportunity to see new places. You can see the world, and you can try new things, right? So you're not tied down and you're not committed to one thing. Okay. So, for example, Mike and Eric, these two guys, their professions are compatible with a life of a digital nomad. Are there any jobs that might stop people from becoming digital nomads. So, of course, it's not possible for everyone to be a digital nomad. It's not possible. What can stop people, or what jobs can stop people from becoming digital nomads? And do you think Eric and Mike, these two guys, are satisfied with their lives? Do you think that these digital nomads, people who travel the world, work on their computer, work on the internet, do you think they're happy? Why or why not? And of course, there's also the other side. What things do you think their lives are missing? What things might their lives be missing? All right, so what are the bad things? So, for example, let's say I live in Prague right now, in the Czech Republic in Europe. My family lives in America, right? So I don't have a family life, right? I'm very happy, but I don't see my family. I see my family maybe a couple times a year if I'm lucky, and I do have some local friends. So that's really cool. I have some Czech friends and some European friends, but some people, might not be so comfortable, being away from the world that they know. All right. So I'm going to read this comment. It's a very interesting comment, and it has some great phrasal verbs here. Okay. So so this comment, this girl says, it's such a one-dimensional view. Such a lifestyle is not all sunshine and roses. It means that, you know, living the digital nomad lifestyle, it's not sunshine and roses. It means everything's not perfect, right? There are some negative sides to it. It is hard sometimes. Why not mention that one day when you're sitting by the pool on Bali, it'll hit you that you left behind your friends and family, right? You left them behind. Your friends, your family, everyone's back home. You're by yourself, you know, on an island, in Bali, right? That by trying to piece together your job, the desire for fresh experiences, rest, and casual relationships, you missed out on building close bonds. So if you miss out, right, if you want to piece together your job, it means you are, building it. You are constructing your job, your lifestyle. Okay, you are creating your digital lifestyle. You are experiencing new things. You are resting. You have casual relationships, not deep relationships. You are missing, close bonds. You are missing, those deep connections that some people think are very important. Yes, you're not tied down by anything, meaning when you are tied down, means you are not free, right? So you are not committed, you are not constrained, you're not limited by anything. But is this really an advantage? Right? So this girl is, I'm reading her words. She isn't really a fan. Well, she just tells people that there is a bad side to this lifestyle, right? All right. So she also says the interview also omits means it keeps it out, omits the fact that you'll have a hard time trying to knuckle down and finally complete that task by the deadline since you've been traveling to a new location and couldn't set aside the time to focus and get the work done. All right. So basically, she's just saying that if you're always traveling and moving around, it's hard to really mm, complete the work, right? To really settle down, right? Sit down, focus, and complete the task, complete the job, right? Because you're traveling to a new place. You don't focus, right? Your life is very, it's not balanced, right? It's not regular. Okay. So it was hard. Always being on the move wears you out. Always moving around, always traveling from place to place wears you out. It means it makes you tired. And sooner or later, you'll notice how you're getting less productive and are slacking off, right? You're getting less productive. You are losing, you're not doing as much work as you should be doing and slacking off. Slacking off is that you should be working, but you're not working, right? You are getting distracted. You are having too much fun. You are being lazy. Plus, being thousands of miles away from the office, from your team, sitting under a palm tree with a coconut, you can hardly get ahead in your career. All right. So that says that it's very hard to, actually advance. So to get ahead means to advance in your career. I'm not going to ever go back to the digital nomad lifestyle, and neither should you. Okay, so this girl is against it, right? She says that it's not it's not a good lifestyle. It's not going to help you become successful. What do you think? Do you think she's right or do you think she's wrong? Do you think you can be successful being a digital nomad? All right. So here we have all these words, okay, these sentences where um, you use the phrasal verbs. Okay, so for example, attach means to tie down, become less productive, slack off, combine means to piece together, focus, it's knuckle down, reserve, set aside, separate from, leave behind, succeed, progress is to get ahead. All right, so we have a bunch of questions here. You can do these. I'm not going to read all of them because it's, well, actually, maybe I can for all listeners, all the podcast listeners. Lately, I've been slacking off and falling behind with my tasks. I'm afraid my boss will notice this and fire me. Not everyone is willing to take part in the rat race on the career ladder. For many, getting ahead in their profession is not the first priority. So, getting ahead means to progress. I need to pass the test badly, so I'm going to knuckle down instead of partying this weekend. Knuckle down, focus. Since I moved to the city, I've been overloaded. I have to piece together how to juggle my new job, looking for new friends, and adapting to the new pace of life. Piece together. That means to, right, to put together, right, to combine. Alice has always dreamt of leaving behind this cramped town and building a life in a big city. Leaving behind, right, means to separate from, to leave, to find something new. You leave the old behind. I'm bad at time management. I can never set aside the right amount of time to do what needs to be done. Set aside is to reserve, right? To to do that. Okay. And I don't think Eric will ever get married. He can't bear the thought of being tied down. Okay. When tied down, you are attached. You are not free. So, questions: what demerits of being a digital nomad does the commenter in exercise 5 mention? So, merits are the good thing, demerits are the bad things. So, what demerits does the girl that we discussed earlier, what demerits does she mention? All right. And how can you overcome these demerits? Which of the problems is the most serious? Right. So there's a lot of problems with this digital nomad lifestyle. Right. Which one's the most serious and why? Can you think of any other downsides of combining work and traveling? Any other bad things about combining work and traveling? You work and you travel. What are the downsides? Do you believe that the positives of being a digital nomad outweigh the negatives? So the positives are, that there are more positives of being a digital nomad than negatives, and why? And would you like to live such a lifestyle yourself? All right. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Good. So we have these phrasal verbs right here. Okay. And we're going to have a very good dialogue here. So with your partner, one of you is going to be a project manager, and you want to become a digital nomad. You want to move to a different country in a different time zone. And your job is to convince your boss to let you do this, and how it will affect you and the department and the company positively if the other student is going to be the boss and your employee wants to become a digital nomad and they want to move to a different country, different time zone, and you are concerned, you are worried that this step will negatively affect the performance of your department, meaning it will be bad, for the department. Okay. It'll be bad for the company. And you want to explain to this project manager that this is not the best thing, that they should stay, right? That they shouldn't move and they should stay. Okay. So this is a great exercise that we're going to practice. So in the call, we're going to practice role play, also opinions, positives and negatives, right? And you're going to get a lot of practice here on how to discuss this, because everyone is going to have this situation sooner or later, especially now that there are geopolitical problems, everywhere. Some people might want to move to a different location, maybe temporarily, maybe not forever, but work remotely, right? And so we need to design our world with this in mind, and we need to design our companies and our positions and get prepared for it and learn to speak about it, because sooner or later we will need to speak about it. Okay, everyone. So we will have the Zoom call where I will meet you and we will practice these expressions. Hopefully you can join. And if you have any questions, let me know and we will talk about it in class. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.